welcome to the channel. Thank you everybody for tuning in today. On today's video we are going to be doing an unboxing and a review, and it's going to be on the Proxima 62MaS homage and what their version looks like. Now I've covered the 62MaS in great detail across Heimdallr, San Martin, the 6 steel dive as well. Now I've got the Proxima. I have said in my previous Proxima videos that I am working through a few models from Proxima just to bring their interpretations to the YouTube community. Now I recently did a unboxing on 54 watch for their 62MaS homage, so there's a lot of 62MaSs out there that I've looked at, so I wanted to get this unboxing done and the review as part of this, because I want to do the review for the 54 watch 62MaS homage, and I'm hoping to end it there. I realize it's just the same watch coming up again, so I think the 54 watch version will be a nice way just to end it and give an overall opinion on the best homage regarding the 62MaS model in particular. So let's go ahead, see what Proxima have to offer. So Proxima, one thing with Proxima, their USP I think is just variations galore. Just so many variants to confuse the body, confuse the mind, from bezel insets to dial options. Recently, if you've been looking at this store, they've got this new Unidiver color option out there. You know, beautiful colors, lovely two-tone gradient colors, but they've got them on every watch, and it's just too much choice now, to be honest. So let me know in the comments below, just going off track here slightly, what you think of those models, and should I get any of those into review. I have seen a couple of colors which do interest me, but I've left it alone for the time being. So back to this watch. This is obviously Proxima's 62MaS homage interpretation. It's in the full PVD coating with a gilt dial. Now I have a really, you know what, I've got an affinity towards this Marine Master style dial number one, and this gilt is one of the best combinations I personally believe you can get, but it can get a bit boring. So let's cover the specifications of the watch. You've got a domed sapphire crystal, you've got a Seiko Epson NH35 movement with the 24 joule hack and wind feature with a date function. So this beats at 21,600 beats vibrations per hour, which gives you that really smooth, well, not really smooth, it gives you a kind of smooth sweep at 6 ticks a second. But the NH35, very known, very reliable movement. People do say it's boring, but it's that boring reliability. Plus they're so cheap to replace. I think this is, you know, in my opinion, at least in our era, the best movement, hands down. You know, there's great movements out there, but with the price that you can get these at as a replacement, you can buy them retail at £20, around $30 to $35. So and that reliability they give you is untouchable, to be honest. Anyway, past the movement, so you've got a 316 stainless steel case which has been PVD coated. It comes with a waffle silicone rubber strap. You've also got 300 meters of water resistance, screw down crown, and a 120 click unidirectional bezel with a ceramic bezel insert. Let's go ahead, check out the dimensions. Now before we go into that side, I do want to mention that I will be speaking about, because I know the questions are going to get asked, I'll mention where I feel necessary, how this compares against the Heimdallr and also the San Martin in terms of dimensions, and you know, slight little features, specifications and materials they've used. So that'll be good, just to give you guys the answer, because I know you'll ask. If you haven't done so already, time for that script. Please hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notifications bell so you're up to date with all of the latest reviews, and leave me a comment in the section below. Love hearing your guys' thoughts, love engaging with all the subscribers, and also hit the like button if you do indeed like the video. Check the description as well, you'll have all the links in there. Of course, I'm an affiliate of AliExpress, so I will be linking the relevant links within the description, so you can go to the AliExpress store if you feel like purchasing any of these models that I go through. So in terms of dimensions, you have a case diameter of 40 millimeters, a thickness of 14.8, and a lug to lug of 48 mil. You've also got a lug width of 20 millimeters as per all the 62MaS homages out there. Now how does that compare to, let's say, the Heimdallr? So the Heimdallr lug to lug is 50, The other dimensions, you know, the thickness varies due to the type of crystal used, and the case diameter is actually 41 mil. This, in fact, the Proxima is closer, almost identical to the San Martin case. This is just a touch thicker. Now, I was going to go on the Proxima site on AliExpress and just take you through a few of the variants, but having looked at the variants, this video is going to be an hour long, so please check the link in the description. I will put up some pictures on the screen now, just 2 or 3 really quickly, just to show the differences. You know, they've gone to quite different lengths, but it's all about the dial and bezel inserts. And they do have a stainless steel version as well, which does come with a bracelet. The bracelet is exactly the same as the one on the Marine Master 300 homage, just with different end links, but they do come with a clasp, milled clasp as well. So the price for this on the Proxima store without any sales or discounts is around £170, depending on what kind of configuration you go for. So let's take a closer look at the dial, hands, and see what we have on this gorgeous looking watch. Now, on your approach to the dial, the first thing that you actually notice is that distortion, and that is due to the crystal used. They're using a double dome AR coated box style sapphire crystal, and just after that crystal you notice that distorted black and white chapter ring. Now, that sapphire crystal is a great touch, as it is trying to stay true to the original 62MaS. So depending on the direction you're looking at the watch, you are going to get some really nice visual angles. Now, when we look at the dial, it is a matte black dial. You've got, of course, the gilt printing. So you've got the Proxima logo at the 12 o'clock, and at the 6 o'clock, you've got Scuba Master Professional 300 meters. You've got a gilt frame around the date window, which is at the 3 o'clock, and you've got these gilt handset, which is a MM300 style handset. We're very familiar with it. There is a high level of detail on the hands. You've got brushed linear brushing through the center, you've got avid space for lume, and you've also got chamfered polished edges. You've also got that touch of red on the tip of the second hand, just to give you that iconic look. The indices, hour markers, are all applied circular around most of the hour markers, but you've got the baton style at the 9 and 6 with a dual baton or dual marker at the 12 o'clock. Proxima do really make very high quality dials from what I've seen so far, with really good attention to detail. Proxima do also maintain that very high standard when it goes down to the actual lume. They're using C3 Super Luminova. It isn't Swiss. I was very sure that it's actually a Japanese version, but you've got every marker, every indice clearly visible, and you also got the lumed ceramic bezel insert. Now let's have a look at this bezel. So it's a 120 click coin edge style bezel, and yes, very good rotation. It also does line up perfectly well. Zero back play. Now that's because I believe Proxima have actually identified the perfect length of wire. If you don't know, there is a length of wire that's into the case here, and it attaches into the teeth on the underside of the bezel. Now the bezel itself feels quite solid, and I'll tell you why that's significant when I do the overall or the overview of this watch. But yeah, very nice on the bezel. But you know, you have to line it up. Let's get it back to 12 before we carry on, otherwise it's going to bother me. So let's look at the case finishing. Now the 62MaS, the original model, you know, very basic rudimentary watch. There weren't a lot of dimensions or faces on the watch, so you've got this circular A face brushing, but with the PVD coating, it gives it a really nice effect. And you've got what would have been in the SS a polished edge sides, and following that along to the case back. But the PVD coating seems quite thick when you do touch it. It's been done to a very good level. I mean, even on the QC side, I haven't seen any patches or anywhere it's been scratched. But yeah, if you do get a deep enough scratch, it will take that coating off, and you will have obviously metal showing through. The crown aspect, chunky crown. I do like that Proxima have stuck to this chunky style crown. There is a slight difference in crowns when it comes to the Heimdall San Martin and steel dive comparisons that I've done. So crown, very smooth operation. There's that winding, the date alignment is correct. So everything's working good. Very solid pops and clicks. The case also does come with drilled lugs, just to give you that ease in taking out straps. Case back, you do have a manta ray on the back this time. PX01316 sapphire crystal 31L. I don't know why I said 31X. A limited edition, which of course it isn't. This is my issue with, probably gonna start rambling now, is I'd like to see one logo, one brand, unless it's something totally different. But they've gone with a manta ray. I mean, that dolphin, that 3D dolphin was okay, I suppose. That's on the MM300 homage, but whatever. I think this is an inherent problem with a lot of the Chinese brands out there. And moving on to the waffle strap that they supply, thick tapered waffle strap. Very nice, very solid. They are actually very comfortable, and you do get matching hardware, but you've got some nice detailing around there. You've got brushed towards the end, and the edges are polished. Can't go wrong with a good waffle strap. Very versatile. You can literally put them on everything and give them that retro appeal. So I have a 6.5 inch wrist. So the lug to lug is 48mm, so it is going to fit really well on this wrist. And as you can see with the strap, you've got plenty of room to size it to much bigger wrist, which I think it will sit even better. Now, unfortunately, I haven't been doing outdoor wrist shots. It gets dark pretty early in the UK now. The weather's not nice at all, so we'll just deal with indoor wrist shots. This bracelet, the waffle strap, as I said, it is very comfortable, and it does conform to your wrist really well, and you can have it a bit. I've got it just a touch loose, just to give some breathability. But yeah, good fit, good watch. That PVD and gold, the gold does kind of shine through as well. So at this point, there's not a lot to the watch, so this video is usually is shorter than my usual stuff. So let's go ahead and summarize. I think with Proxima, they're putting too many dials. They've only got a handful of watches, to be honest. They're just changing dials galore. I think they need to look at some different models, or just something totally different. Having said that, I do love this dial, whether it's the normal black one or the gilt version. I think design wise there is a slight mismatch. Even though it is a 62MaS homage, I would like the infills here with the markers I'd like them in gilt as well, and then that would be a perfect match. But it's good that is loomed as well, so you get a lot of loom out of this watch. Now I think a better summary would be, how does it fare against what we've seen so far? So as I said in the dimension section, that this watch is closest to the San Martin, not only in dimensions but also the box crystal used. The one on the Heimdaller, it is still a kind of a box crystal, but it is a lot slimmer on the profile side. So yes, this is closer to the actual San Martin, but the bezel rotation is between both the Heimdaller and the San Martin. This is actually way better than the San Martin. The San Martin bezel the bezel feel, I did say it was a bit light, it was a bit lacking. There was a bit of play in there as well, and it felt quite cheap. It felt almost aluminium, but this one is solid. I like the way it rotates. Very fluid, nice, accurate. So as I stated at the start of the video, bags and bags of choice when it comes to Proxima. You can go for the stainless steel version with the bracelet, and the bracelet is decent. It does come with a mid clasp, and you can also have all the very dial options. I put up a picture of the Coca-Cola bezel insert, which with that new NH36 dial, they have the red one. That actually does look really nice. It does pop, and it seems a bit different. But this is around 170 going up to 190 depending on what combination you use, and I fear, well, not fear, well, I say between this and the San Martin, I think maybe 9 out of 10 people would opt for the San Martin, because for that same price you're getting that gorgeous bracelet from San Martin, and you get a more closer look, more representative look against the 62MaS homage with the San Martin. This is still different, but yeah, that's the end of the review. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and also let me know what you think of the Unidiver series, and if there's any particular color options that you want me to get into review. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.